Hello, beautiful souls. Today I want to talk about karma and how this can really assist with dealing with karmics or stuff that's arising within your Kundalini awakening journey or even your spiritual evolution journey or just life in general. So, when we talk about karma, it's really, really handy to realize that we are talking about energy. Now, often in my previous videos, I can refer to this karma as distortions within our field. Now, what this means is that when we understand karma, I find the interpretation of translating it into the word energy helps us to understand that it can be collected, it can be passed on, it can be adapted, it can be created. There's so many different forms of karmic energy. So this also means that depending on your level of karma in this manifested lifetime, it depends on your experiences and what you're going to travel through in order to clear your karma to ascend. So this can help you no matter if you're going through the Kundalini awakening experience, where Kundalini is purifying the chakras, purifying the karma, the energy through the body, and allowing a clear vessel to be made known so she can completely encompass and begin to live and dance through the vessel that she is awakened in. Basically, this is, in my interpretation, in my experience, due to my role here, the purpose of this human incarnation. It's kind of nice to think that we're the ones who are here to do everything, but when we allow this goddess to work through us, she's so capable of things that we could never even imagine that we had the possibility or the access to doing, right? So, the reason why I wanted to highlight this today is because it's very, very common when we're speaking about not just Kundalini awakening, but our spiritual journey in general, even our life, that it's quite often that people can perceive their experience as the way that it is. Now, you'll often find this in teachings, how they've been misconstrued. Often, I feel that genuine ancient texts are trying to relay this in a way where they're speaking this truth. However, when it's been misconstrued over time, people have grasped their own interpretation of it as a specific way that things need to be done or a way that things happen. Now, in saying that, there are levels and layers that I feel that we all somewhat pass through. However, your experience in how that happens will be unlike anybody else. And this is really powerful to know and understand because we get to shift from right and wrong, which is what we've always been taught, to curiosity. Now, what does curiosity do as opposed to judging right and wrong is it allows and invites connection. It allows and invites a new perception of you or a new level of awareness to be experienced. Because when we already know, we can't perceive anything new. So when we're clinging to a perceived truth, we're actually casting judgments to all the things that aren't that, because our mind automatically perceives it as untruth. Now, this is happening automatically often without our conscious awareness. So you've often heard people talk about being in a state of curiosity as being the most open and receptive state to be in. And this is why. Because when we are in a state of curiosity, we actually are allowing an entire new experience of this human life, of this complete understanding and perceptual view of what our role is here or what this experience is, to emerge from seemingly nothing, right? Plus, it connects us without the barriers or the boundaries of judgment that actually really keep us separated from each other. So, back to karma. Now, it's really important to understand when we're going through this journey that energy needs to be released, transmuted, or somehow processed through the physical body. And when we're talking about this, often when we've had experiences on a physical level, even though this has manifested and congealed energetically, it's often that we need to process this energy through the physical body. Now, this means, and you may have heard, like things like somatic workouts and even breath work, using the breath to unlock this energy. But these are both invitations for the energy to be expressed. The energy needs to come through us. So even though we can do somatic workouts, we can do yoga, we can do breath work, what happens is it's just an encouraging and allowing of this energy to come up. The important part that's often missed is what happens when it comes up. It has to be expressed. It has to be let go of, right? To get it out of the physical body. Now, when we go into some forms of Tantra, this can be a really good practice, and shamanically we do this a lot as well with various expressions through the body and sounds that we can make. And honestly, yelling, screaming, and raging in a safe place is more often than not extremely required within our journey. Now, a lot of these teachings and a lot of practices can often sort of want to, simmer this fire that can arise within us. Now, I understand it's all very old paradigm that we want to simmer the fire that's happening within. However, the fire is the fuel. And until we can burn through that karma, we can clear that energy, we're not going to be able to receive an extended period of mindfulness. We are not going to have the peace in the deepest level because this energy or this karma is still existing within the physical body. So I'm opening up the Kundalini transmission therapy container very soon. And that is for male or females to actually experience in a gentle way the transmissions in order to start to gently uncovering and allowing these things to come up when we can have a space to communicate about it. Because in my opinion, on my journey, it was paramount to be able to speak to someone who was going through the same thing. The other container is known as the goddess container, and this is specifically for those of you who are born a woman. Now, this is going to be quite powerful along the ways that we're talking about dealing with karma and clearing energy from the body, because as I've just mentioned, it can't just be simmered, it's got to be released. So if it feels right, I encourage you to sign up to the link and subscribe. Also, like this video, subscribe, and share if this resonated with you about the understanding of what karma actually is, because it helped me a lot to really know and realize that it is energy, and for us to clear it, it often has to be cleared through the physical, and then the awareness and understanding of the mind is also an important part. Speak soon.